Yes, yes. Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's stream. Anyway, hello. Hope you're all doing well. Slightly late today. I was debating if I should skip today's stream because there would have been some stuff to do. But I can't. I shouldn't. I must not. I mustn't. I mustn't. Anyway, hope you're doing all fine, all feeling good. I'm kind of hyper today. I don't know. Like, I think, I think I put too much sugar in my tea. What low quality tea does to a man. Force him to use sugar. Unbelievable. Definitely. Like, Jesus Christ. Way too much sugar. Should drink some water. But I forgot to bring it today. I guess I could bring it anyway. Headphones a bit too loud. Still too loud. There we go. A lot better. Let me just quickly check with the audio. All right. All right. Um. Yes. What was I saying? Nothing of import, I think. Anyway, let's close this down. Is it too quiet now? Maybe like this, so I can hear my own thoughts and myself talking, I guess. um. Yes. I'm just looking over my notes here from yesterday's practice. Practice. I drew this. I did this. Unbelievable. Actually, now if I'm looking closer, it is believable. Oh, wait. I forgot my tablet. Hmm. Okay. Let me just plug it in really quickly. The pen. We have an apple. Apple pen. We have a pen. We have an apple. Apple pen. How does it? How does it continue? I don't know. Me no no. Me no me no me no no. Me no no. Me no no. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I can see I am observing. Clearly too far. Also, what the hell is this? Get rid of this. Beautiful. Get rid of this and get rid of this. And get rid of this. What is this? What is this thing here? No. We don't like this. Alright. Guessing something like that. Maybe. Then we see some knuckle over here. I think, right? Or maybe. Yeah, more like here. More like here, but pretty flat. We want to do this pretty flat. Flatly. Flatlingly. flatteringly English. I'm guessing if we are being very, like, pedantic, just accurate, maybe, I don't know. I would have to move the index finger slightly up, slightly, because if you look here, right, on the image, there's this bend in the finger, hammer, finger. So right here is roughly where the knuckle is, right? Just do these like circles because it helps me with the volume of the finger. Anyway, up here is the index, right? But it doesn't just go straight towards the thumb here. There's actually this bend right here, which you don't really have here. It's not really existing, especially not if I join this knuckle, because I saw the knuckle way too late, so yeah. It improved by a lot. The question now, though, is, do I remember? So let me read some of this stuff that I wrote down. Okay. All right. So things to look out for when we're drawing them hands, right? Let's see. All right, the line of action. Although it's probably not the best way to describe it, but I take this line here below the pinky, right, as a kind of line of action, in a sense, similar to what you would do in gesture drawings or life drawing, whatever you call it. This gives me a lot of information about, where's the volume. What's important here, though, is that you take the outermost edge, as I'm marking it here, right? So if this, terrible. I feel like I'm speaking too fast. I have to calm down. Too much sugar in my system. Okay, so line of action, right? This is the knuckle of the pinky. We want to take the outermost edge, basically, that's on the back side of the hand, leading into the pinky, right? We want to observe this line, so to say. Then we try and find the outer edge of where the knuckles are, and perhaps of where the palm ends, right? You can just simplify it if you don't want to do all of these like curved lines, if that's too vague for you, right? And I've talked about this yesterday quite a lot, but how, adopting basically just a way of finding a method that works for you, kind of thing. I don't want to repeat all of that all over again. My feeble mind cannot take it. Anyway, let's see what else. Focus on planes in the hand. So I think what I meant with this was first the kind of contraposta here with where the knuckles are. So I don't know, like the outermost knuckle or the first knuckle, I guess. And then the innermost, which is like literally the last bendable portion of your fingers, right? It kind of does this balancing act here. If you follow roughly where these fingers are, right? Then the other the index finger behind here. I think that's the knuckle, right? Kind of does this. Not so much here. Not so useful on this side. But I'd say for closed hands, this is interesting. This is an interesting thing to observe, I think. I don't know if it's so useful. I should draw some more hands to see if it makes a lot of sense. I don't know how to simplify this, but what I meant with like the planes here is trying to simplify all of these, you know, fingers into easily digestible groups, essentially, or a plane, right? Okay, and then minimally describing the volume with like, I think this is called a contour line. I can't quite remember. Anyway, a line that basically follows the circumference. Is that the word? Circumference? The outer shell? The yes, of a form, basically. Right? Yes. Is that circumference? I think it is. Let me Google some. I need to know this now. Circumference. How do you write English? Circumference. No, that's around a circle. Which, yes, is also what I mean. What? Circumference specifically? Huh? I mean, I am basically drawing a cylinder, and if you take the form in a 2D sense, you know, it is basically just a bunch of circles connected with lines, right? Anyway, I'm kind of thinking that this isn't the final form. This is not the best I can do. And also, I don't think this is necessarily the best way of approaching this. It worked fine for this particular hand. We'll see. I'll try it. Let me just shrink it down. Let me shrink this down. I'm feeling so uppity and giggity and chibbity bibbity all the things that I shouldn't. Fucking hell, I hadn't have had I can't even speak anymore. Oh, man. There we go. Alright. Control Shift A. Should I turn on... Wait, isn't there like an option to have Critter display the keybinds I'm pressing? Maybe. Let me see if that's a thing. No, I don't need the Python plugin manager. Actually, let me see if that works. Critter. Make button presses visible. Maybe that would help. Ah, okay, so it's a plugin. Okay, no, actually not. Blender has it. That much I know. Blender has this option. I figured Critter would too. Apparently not. Which is fine. It's okay. Not drawing on the wrong layer, right? No, not. Okay. Good. Let me just... Should I do some like warm-ups? Is that a useful thing to do? How do you even warm up? How do you... How are you human? Hello? Important questions are being asked here right now. Should I do this like... Maybe I should start a warm-up thing? I mean, it couldn't possibly hurt trying to figure out how to draw straight lines, how to make use of my whole arm a bit more. Let me save this. Yes. Let me just make a new file, A3 150 ppi, because I don't know. Maybe it will cause a slightly lower file size. Warm-ups. I'll just keep this general. This file is probably gonna be like 18 gigabytes at some point. If I stick to this. Maybe something I should try, huh? Let me go ahead and just save that immediately. Warm-ups. What? Warums? Warm up. Warm up. We'll just call it warm up. Alright. What would be useful to do? Some of the basic stuff from Drawbox, maybe? Could be. It certainly couldn't hurt drawing some straight lines. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's just do some warm-up. I can't even see my... Wait, I have to zoom in. This is too far away. Can't even see. Oh, terrible. Slightly better. Can see a lot of wobble in here. The question is just at what speed should I try and do this? This is horrible. But I am at least engaging. Let me just pull my desk down a bit further. Set my desk down a bit further. I don't know. What the hell was that? What the hell is that? What the hell is even that? I think it was the meme, right? I kind of feel like it was the meme. Ma! The ugly line is back! Ma! This is... Yes, yes. Okay, let me go... Where am I? There I am. Point here. Another point here. What the hell? That was so ugly. I had to delete it. I reflexively pressed the undo. Jesus Christ. I think, guys, it's time to start praying. My artist career is in holy shit. Oh no. Oh, what the hell? I have to relax my shoulder a bit more. I'm kind of stiff in the shoulder. It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault. Fuck me. Okay. Let me just close the window. It's getting a bit cold in here. All right. What is happening with my carpets? Why are you... Wait. There we go. Okay. Let's try this again. Point 1. Let's do slightly less distance, perhaps. Okay. It's kind of difficult when you can't see. Oh, your like pen brush thing where you start off. Basically, it's making this a lot more difficult than I thought. Mm, horrible. What? Where am I? Where is my? There it is. Huh. What the fuck? There we go. Yes, beautiful. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Yes, yes. This is amazing. Oh, okay. I'm starting to get a grip on this. I don't want to do this too long. This is killing my soul, I feel like. What is this? Let's just do some terribly terrible circles. Or whatever this is supposed to be. Just as a warm-up. I don't want to do like 5,000 circles and 500 cubes. That I think is stupid. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Instead, draw something you like. And absolutely dismay. What? Wait. What's the word? What the hell? Basically means something like agony. Wait. I'm kind of retarded right now. Guys. It's getting worse. Oh. That was unexpected. I'm sorry about that. Excuse my sneeze. Jesus. Fucking Christ. All right. That completely caught me off guard. Yeah. Jesus. Hmm. Hmm. Gonna have to find a way to hold this pen so that I can actually engage most of my arm. Or at least my elbow, you know? Because right now I'm just all of this is too maybe more further down my desk. Desk further down. But how far down is the question? This is not this is not ideal. Okay, no. This is kind of no. We're not doing this. That's too far down. Feeling too hot. About to fucking, I don't know, die. Sorry. My French is a bit strong today. Probably the sugar. We'll just save this. I'm crushing my soul right now. Let's go back to practicing something I actually enjoy. Ah, anyway. Why am I tired already? Oh, okay, let's see. Let's try and see if these notes make any sense. If any of this written down is something to keep. So, let's first find the line of action, right? Our our line of action. Then we'll see. We'll try and find where the palm ends. So we basically have this thing going on here. I mean, I guess we could also. No, it's kind of no. Big no. Big no no. Ouch. Let's see. I mean, that's obvious. There's one more. Somewhere like here? Maybe here? I think if I'm redrawing these things here, I'm just learning how to draw this specific pose rather than learning how to draw in general. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see. That would be the second knuckle, and this would be kind of like the third, right? I don't know how. Let's go with the second knuckle here. I think that makes more sense. This particular thing. Okay, let's see. Ouch. Let's see. How do I hold this pen? Why am I so tired? It's kind of higher, actually. Yeah. I'm not too sure how to do this. Kind of feels like I forgot everything from yesterday. But maybe this is the real warm-up. You know? I mean, the goal is still learning how to properly abstract, but I need to sit down right now. I feel like I'm sweating everywhere at the same time. What's happening, guys? All of the sugar is killing me, I think. What the hell? Hey. Ouch. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just calm down a little bit here. Sit and I don't know. Chill. Is that how people say it nowadays? Chill. Do we still say chill? Maybe we still say chill. Hmm. I won. Okay, let's see. So, this is absolutely terrifyingly terrible. So this is the first knuckle. Don't forget, this is the first knuckle. Okay. This is the third knuckle, which is even higher than the others. Oh, no, it's not at the... damn. Okay, so I should start with the third knuckle on this one. Roughly. Been watching like very, very, very terrible, incredibly terrible anime series, 3D animated and whatnot, on Netflix. I think it's called My Demon. God, it was so bad. Holy shit. Holy moly. Unbelievable how bad that one was. I can't. Terrible. Actually, insanely terrible. Like everything about it. A masterclass in how to not write any story. Jesus, this is so terrible. I feel like I'm missing some landmarks that I can, you know, hold on to, I guess you could say. Like the overall forms improve, certainly, that I'm using, I think. But other than that, this is a bit too close, I think. Hmm. Hmm. Kind of feel like a lot of this here is just wrong. Maybe I've just been starting out incorrectly. Maybe I should start with, I don't know, the wrist. So I'm trying to find either this bend, maybe this bend. Guess in that sense, you could try and say, hmm. I mean, there appears to be like a small cuboid shape, like at the tail end or top end, I don't know, of your forearm bones, right? Going into the wrist. There's this small section of the arm that doesn't get thicker, if that makes sense. As yeah, it just doesn't really get thicker, at least not as fast as uh, just traveling down the arm, right? What do you even call this? Is there like a? There must be a name for this muscle group. Let me look at some anatomy of the arm. I want to be able to describe what I mean. Brachioradialis. Aha. How do you pronounce this in English? Brachioradialis? I don't know. Brachiori the red radialis. Radialis? Yes. Anyway. Pronator quadratus. Quadratus? Flexor retinaculum. Thumping about this. Okay. Brachioradialis. I don't know how to pronounce this in English. I just don't. I have no idea. How? Let me see. If there's some translation tool that can help me. How do you say this? Sesotho? What the hell is Sesotho? Is this not English? Musculus brachioradialis. Brachioradialis. Musculus. Brachioradialis. Brachio. Okay. Brachioradialis. Huh. Yes. What did I want to say? I'm starting to understand basically why this guy up here. Let me just. Why this guy up here is describing a kind of flat shape directly below the wrist. I mean, actually, it is the wrist, but I mean the part of the hand where all the bones connect to, right? So roughly around here, like this entire spot here, roughly. It's a bit larger than it usually actually is, but let's just say this cube here, right? This cube that I scribbled on, or cuboid shape, whatever, is where all the finger bones connect to, right? That's at the end of your palm. Below that, I'm starting to understand why he's drawing this flat shape here, or this cuboid shape. Yes, English. Brachioradialis. Yes, I'm starting to understand. I guess that's what you would call the wrist, huh? 'Cause that's where the bone is. Where is it the ulna or the? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe today it's time to study some arm anatomy. And I think I have something prepared for exactly this occurrence. Let me see. Anatomy and 3D illustrations. Yes. Yes, I do actually. I do. I do have something. Okay, do I need research? All anatomy systems. Skeletal systems. So, what I meant to describe was palmar radiocarpal ligament? No. What is this? Membrane on the arm. What? Why am I looking? No. I want to know the name of the bone. Oh man. Skull. Arm. Clavicle. Scapula. Humerus. Ah. Okay, that's the upper arm bone name thing. Humerus. Okay, I want to see ulna and radius. Ulna and radius. Okay. Let me see. So I know that the bones kind of like twist over one another. Mostly the radius twists over the ulna. If you do that, right? So you see the back of your hand, right? You see the back of your hand. There's this bone on your wrist that's jutting out a bit, right? That's the ulna. Okay, that's the ulna. Yes, that's the area this guy is describing here on his painting, drawing, sketch on this thing here, right? So this part here. starting to understand. Because yesterday I didn't quite understand, so I didn't construct the arm or the hand like he does. Maybe now that I'm having such difficulties drawing a simple hand, perhaps it's time to rethink. Perhaps it's time to steal someone's approach. So, let me see if I can even find this properly. Would it be here, maybe? Yes. Kind of. Actually, that's confusing me a bit more now. This new information. Let me look at some of my notes. Okay. Lower grip strength. Okay. Lower grip strength. Kind of feel like my hand's a bit heavy today. My arms a bit not as light as yesterday. I don't know. The feeling's different. It's kind of weird. Actually, you can simplify this entire thing here with one stroke, no? If we're being honest. Wait, let me see. So, what is this part here? Because I see a bend in here, right? Even though that should just be one bone, no? Let me look. Yes. It is just one bone, but there's a bunch of tissue. There's a muscle in here. Obviously. But why is it bending? Why is it bending like so? Anyway, if you ever wanted a semi-competent, well, let's just call it what it is, a competent anatomical model to look at, just to look at. You can't do a whole lot more. There is a new feature for like 3D rotation and stuff, and it's free. You don't have to pay anything. Then just look for, I'm not gonna share links or anything. Let's see. Search for this. I'm slowly drawing today. All things that I'm trying to write. Inner. Why am I writing so slow? Anyway. Inner body. That's where you... Inner body. Okay? If you look for this, let me do it. Inner body. No. Alright, you should see a innerbody.com website. Innerbody.com. Make sure it's the HTTPS version, right? Then if you go onto that website and click on research, you click on research, and then you click on all anatomy systems. Like there's this like tab that what's it called? What's the menu tab called? Drop down menu, right? You you get into this drop-down menu where there's like two titles: Anatomy, Explorer, and Research, and then you can go into either skeletal system, muscular system, cardiovascular, digestive, nervous, respiratory, urinary, and integumentary. Integumentary. Yes, whatever that thing is. Yes, pretty good model. Can play around with it quite well. Even the 3D rotation tools. When it first came out, it was actually better. They removed some things. I think, what was it? Right, when the 3D modeling came out first, when you were allowed to do this, right? Like turn the thing, the whole skeletal structure here. You could activate all the other systems within one of them, like within this very simple 3D and zoom thing. I'm yapping. Sorry, guys. I'm being a bit extra weird today. I blame the sugar. Don't drink sugar. Don't do sugar, guys. Worst drug on this planet. Don't do it. Okay. So. Why did I even bring this up? I don't remember. What is this? You see this? Light? Yeah. Kind of funny. Kind of funny. Kind of funny. Honestly, I don't know if I want to do hands today. But I also want to, like, what do you say? I want to increase the odds of having this as a product, right? Like, this is pretty good. It's not perfect, but if I can replicate this method, or if I can implement this method in such a way that I get this as an outcome consistently, man, that would be amazing. I'm kind of like slipping on my own carpets, and that's dangerous stuff right here. I don't like this. Don't like it at all. Ouch. Can't believe there's a flaw as hard as this. Unbelievable. Absolutely insane. Guys, I need this. Kind of reminds me of GG's like Ascension. What was it? I think a collaboration stream of Gigi and Crony, and she lagged out. I don't remember what the stream was about. Oh, whoops! And she lagged out. You know, like she had some internet problems or something, and then she was just crying on Crony's side, and you couldn't hear anything but like a few sound bits, and it sounded like she's like switching from crying to laughing to screaming with a shifting like pitch. And it sounded like she's ascending. It's like leaving this corporal form. She's ascending to new heights, guys. So kind of amazing, man. I don't know what changed, but kind of feels like my pen is very light again. Would this even be correct? Probably not, right? It would maybe be. Hmm. Ouch. Oh, my leg. Ow, 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 ow. Why? Ow. Ouch. What is happening? Ah, what the fuck? Ow. Stop. What the fuck is going on? I'm just standing here. What the hell was that? Hmm. Ow. As if something's crawling up inside my leg. Like, what the fuck? Ow. Why are you doing this? What the hell? I'm kind of happy that I bought the tower as my PC case. It's so high I can just put my foot on it. Why does it hurt so much? What is happening? Guys, I don't know what's going on. The universe is kind of telling me something here. I don't know what yet. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's telling me I'm too much of a fat ass or something. I must go train. What the hell? This is hurting. This is hurting way too much. Maybe some stretching. Give me a second here. I'll be right back. I'll do some light stretching, okay? Unbelievable. Alright. I have returned. I don't know yet if it's better. Kind of feels like better. Hmm. I'm not too sure. Hmm. Okay. Let's try doing at least one hand here. Wait. Where's this plane here? It's like the knuckle is coming towards me, no? Then it's moving away. Until it's basically, yeah, all the way back here. Ow. Okay. Sorry for the very abrupt intermission here. Let me just get rid of this. I haven't drawn anything today. How is this possible? Fucking hell. Almost an hour gone and I haven't done anything at all. Holy Today is a bad day, guys. Oh. But I'll stop forcing this because I don't think I'm gonna improve. Actually, let me go back in there. Let me go back in there. We disable the reference and get the expressions. Drawings reference, characters, partial heads. Right, okay. I should have done this earlier. Sorry. Today's a bit disappointing. Happens, you know? Not every day is a good day. And it doesn't really matter where we put this. Just here is fine. It's a bit large, but whatever. Alright. I should actually pull this one down a bit further. But I kind of want to draw this guy here. So let's switch. Alright. That's good. I'm feeling this. Okay, just take a bite of my hamburger. Burger. Okay. So let me put this away a bit. Into the back. All right. Breaking down all the good things. How would I do this? I would do this something like so, maybe. Actually, let's try and align this at least with what we see. Something like this, right? How would I... Wait. Right, I would immediately try and go into... giving this form a sort of illusion of 3 dimensions, right? Hmm. Maybe something along these lines, huh? Then we connect the neck. Get rid of some of the extra. This is a bit, it's a bit poorly made here. But guess it could be worse. Certainly. I mean, from this angle, maybe that's a bit too much. Maybe a bit too much. Okay, what I should actually be more conscious of is the segmentation here of the head, no? So, trying to make sure this is here all roughly in proportion. But I mean, I think breaking down in simple shapes is more important at first. Just like how Love Life Drawing said it in his video we watched the other day, where he's like, proportion is the third level of gesture studies, I guess you need to be conscious of. Not the first. I kind of agree with him. This guy has a massive schnauzer, huh? I guess we wouldn't see the other eye a whole lot here. I'm kind of feeling I'm pressing too hard again. Hmm. Right. On what plane is the mouth? Or rather, if we say that this plane here isn't necessarily incorrect, kind of feel like I'm missing the point here of the abstraction exercise. I'm doing too much on this. Hmm. kind of, the nose is kind of, there we go. Should make sure that it is the same as here. Okay. So, let's see. Like if the mouth, right, is here, do I now have to fit this the entirety of this mouth here? Wait. Let me look at my own mouth. Yes, basically. And while I can kind of shift the plane the mouth is on, it's not possible without massively, yes, changing the expression. So what I just looked at was whether or not you would see the side of the teeth when I'm opening the mouth, right? To determine where this would end. So I basically have to is that a bit too much? Yeah, kind of. Maybe I should draw like a basic center line here. Something like this, maybe? I don't know. Question is more like, though, about how to break down the planes of the mouth, no? I would say this is a plane, although kind of like a triangular shape. Then we could say this is like a kind of like a crown shape. Another triangle. Split it again, triangle. This time more of a cuboid shape. Another triangle. Right. Then if we were to try and see if we can give this a bit of volume. Kind of works. Still pressing too hard on the canvas, on the tablet. So, yes. And if I'm thinking about the different angle that I've chosen here, right? Actually, would it be more like this? this works. Kind of. Something about this. Wait. Hmm. Okay. I don't know. Hmm. I kind of think that this chin isn't working. Wait. Hmm. You would see this part here. Hmm. Not quite sure what this line is describing, other than maybe the cheekbones here. Somewhere like here, right? A bit lower, maybe. Trying to act as a reminder of sorts. Hmm. How much of the eye would I see? Can't forget that there is an actual like eyeball in there, right? Guessing it would be something along those lines. Hmm. Wait, am I? Hmm. 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 Oh, whoops. I mean, I guess I could simplify this side here, huh? Change the angle a little bit. I don't know, huh? It kind of looks weird. And it looks weird anyway. Either way. Hmm. So this is below the nose, yes? Hmm. Okay, let me sit down a little bit here. It's taking me so long to start drawing. It's kind of insane. Like it used to just be a piece of paper, scribble on it, next. You know? Hmm. Guess you can't beat the simplicity and the ease of just piece of copy paper and pencil. I'm glad I didn't spend like hundreds of dollars buying like proper artist utensils, you know? Hmm. Glad I listened to Mikey Mega. The Mega Mikey. So this would be the outer edge, no, of the eye socket. If we are to describe this as anything. Since it's looking away from us, right? Maybe we should do something like this, huh? Terrible, terrible. Kind of correct-ish. Maybe? I don't know, guys. Also, this is too far up, I think. Wouldn't this be pretty much directly on this line? Hmm. Let me clean this up a bit. Give these forms a bit of like breathing room to just be. You know? If that makes sense. Mm. Guess I should have drawn in the mouth, huh, shouldn't I? Wait. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is terrible. Absolutely horrendous. I kind of feel like the mouth is too far back. You know? If that makes sense. Maybe this is more correct. Also, it's more like it's a bit too far down to. Or like this, maybe? I mean, readjusting all of this stuff is fine and all, you know? This is a bit too much, no? Hmm. Wait. There's this sharp line, no? Hmm. Maybe it's a bit too much. Also, I'm missing this. Like the corner of the mouth. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, of course, the shadows kind of sell this a bit more, but it feels more like a crutch that I'm leaning on to, yeah, to kind of like distract from the errors I'm making. That makes sense. Hmm. Hmm. Let's just leave it at that for now. Wait, I'm ruining this. Hmm. Is this even this guy? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Like, unironically. This kind of looks like he has his lips a bit more puffed out, though, I have to say. Or like he has an underbite. Is that the word? Like if your lower jaw is further out than your upper jaw, or feels like that. Okay. Let me put you to the side. Whoops. Kind of looks weird, honestly. It's kind of. Oof. Big oof. Okay. Mm, there we go. Ouch. Maybe I should just. Should I just try and capture, like. general. Expression on his face. Hmm. It's a bit too much. What the hell was that? Didn't even move my pen. Okay, I have to sit down. Ouch! My legs hurting. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. What the hell? Ouch. Fuck. Why is it hurting so much? Hey. Hey. Ow. Okay. I'm recovering a little bit here. Okay, let's go. Let us keep going. Why does eyes look so weird? Better. So let's try the other eye too. Let me see. So it kind of feels like this eye here is slightly lower than the other. So if I go like this, maybe. The other eye might be somewhere. It's a bit too much, I think, huh? A bit too large. Hmm. Hmm. How would you go about? How do you actually go about like studying expressions? Hoppala. Whoops. Hmm. Let's not overthink this. What the hell am I doing so wrong? Just trying to draw the lower part of the circle. I don't know. Like if you were to cut a circle in half, right? Hmm. This is cleaner and lighter. This is a lot more scratchy, you know? Ouch. Hmm. Is this even enough distance? I don't know. Hmm. 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 I mean, I kind of feel like this eye is. Let me try and move these things around a bit. Hmm. This is working better, I think. Although. I feel like that's actually capturing most of the expression, no? Took me way too long, but with knowledge comes speed. So I definitely understand why mileage is an important aspect of art. You know? Ouch. Hmm. I don't know how to do lips. I don't know. Right now I'm just guys, egg. Today is not a good day. Hmm. Oh well. It happens. It happens. All started with too much sugar. Wait. Did I? Hmm. And if I just wanted to do this for speed's sake, right? And this is more like so. Hmm. Let's see what we can do here. This is actually quite... Where is she placing her hand? No. What is she doing with her? Not quite sure what she's doing with the hand on the head. But I would describe it as something like this, maybe. Right. Can't quite seem to capture her hair volume. I don't know. Having issues with that for some odd reason. The hand also feels kind of too far, too close, not far enough away. Oops. I don't know. It's just pretty... Oops. Stomach's growling. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not capturing the volume here. Something's throwing me off. I don't know what's throwing me off so much on this. this image. All right. Okay. You know what? Actually, I didn't do as much today, but I think I'll end stream here. I still have some things to do. Sorry, guys. Hope you learned something. I'm not sure I did, but oddly enough, I'm not going away dissatisfied, unsatisfied, disappointed, whatever. Feeling quite good, you know. Could have been worse. Anyway, have a nice rest of your day, and take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Have a very nice rest of your day. Did I say that already? I forgot.